Megan, hi.
Hi, I'm sorry to barge in like this.
No, actually, you have perfect time. I was just sitting here thinking how I can't bear another lunch alone. So come on, I'll buy you a chef salad at Barry's.
No, actually, I can't stay for lunch. I wanted to say that,
Megan. Oh, God, never mind. What's wrong? Is there something wrong with Dad?
No,
or something?
it's not Dad.
Megan, are you having second thoughts about breaking up with Max?
No, if I had any doubts about that, they've certainly been dispelled. I've finally gotten proof that for once in my life, I made the right decision.
What proof?
Gabrielle is going to have a baby. Max's baby.
What are you working on, new design?
Oh, just a few ideas I have.
You're not getting any bright ideas about going ahead on them without talking to Tanya first, are you?
Are you kidding? We finally made a truce. I'm not about to set her off again.
Well, good. You got your hands full without her climbing on your back all the time.
Yes, I do. You down here to see about dresses for Audrey and Mary Lynn?
No, I'm here to talk about our baby. I've changed my mind. I'm sorry. I've got to break my promise to you.
Tina, you've made a terrible mess. But as they say, no use crying over spilt milk.
I'll go get something to clean this up with.
Well, if we are fortunate enough to adopt a child, I suppose we'll spend a good deal of time wiping spilt milk off the floor.
And baby food.
Yes.
But I can hardly wait. Oh, here, let me help you clean that up. I could use the practice.
No, that's all right. I can do it. Well, I hope the Wymans can help you.
Tina, dear, do you know these good people?
Here's what to do when you don't find the rainbows in this time. Here's where you go when it looks like the rain won't end. Don't cry. I'll give you tomorrow. Let me be the one to share it with. And each day that follows, 'cause we only have one life to live.
Debra, let me take your coat.
No, could you take my bag?
Sure. Well, what's going on? Were you working out?
Well, yes, I was gonna change, but your message sounded urgent, so I rushed over. Is anything wrong?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Nothing's wrong. It's just, well, a couple hours freed up for me this afternoon. And I know that this photographer friend of mine is shooting on location today, so his studio is available if you are.
A photo session this afternoon?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I realized that the photos from the first session weren't acceptable to you. So
No, Corda, it wasn't that the pictures weren't good enough. It's just, well...
they weren't you. No, Debra, I understand that entirely. I mean, I should have known better. I should have gone for something more romantic with you instead of for this high glamour, sexy type shot. But don't worry, we'll take some new pictures and we're going to get you a dynamite portfolio.
Corda, I don't have what it takes to be a model. I just can't do it.
Sure you can, Debra. You just need to relax in front of the camera. And I can teach you how to do that. Just need to be yourself, all right? And I know how to put you in the right mood for that.
Corda, listen, I mean, you have such a big responsibility here. I just really feel you should put your energies in here.
Well, photography is my first love. I mean, it relaxes me. It helps. Look, Debra, I don't mean to put any kind of pressure on you here.
It's not you. It's just...
What? Is there something wrong with Gabrielle? I mean, is she in some kind of trouble again?
No.
What's going on, Debra? I mean, I can see that you are upset about something. And it's not this photo session. Debra, look, you are my friend, okay? And friends are honest with one another. Now, if you've got something that's upsetting you, I wish you would tell me about it, because maybe I can help you work through it.
Gabrielle is having Max's baby? Yes, I can just see the birth announcements now. They'll read something like, "Victory at last."
No, just wait a minute here. Who told you this, Max or Gabrielle?
No, I saw Gabrielle's medical records.
How did you see her medical record?
They were on the desk at the nurse's station. I went over to see Prince Raymond at the hospital. He asked me to ask the nurses to please send these letters to Mendora. While I was talking to her, I saw her records.
Well, obviously there's been a mistake. You must have seen someone else's records.
No, because there was a memo attached, and it was a prenatal report for Gabrielle Medina.
Okay, so she's pregnant, but it must be Michael Cran's baby.
According to this report, Gabrielle named Max Holden as the father of the baby. The question now is, when did she become an expectant mother?
Well, I just saw her the other day. She was thin as a rail. She can't be very far along.
Oh, this is just so typical of Max, isn't it? I love you, Megan. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Don't worry about Gabrielle. Don't be jealous of her. I'm just trying to help her out. Oh, sure, he's helping her out, all right. The man has been sleeping with her.
You know, this just doesn't make any sense to me. He flies out to Arizona to try to convince you to stay with him. He risked his life to save yours. Megan, he swears that he loves you.
Yeah, well, so what? He obviously loves Gabrielle. Oh, sure, he'll deny it. He may even think that he's just comforting her, for Al's sake, of course. Well, fine. Fine. Let him comfort her for the rest of her life.
No, I think that something very fishy is going on here.
What you smell is a rat, and its name is Max Holden.
No. I think I have this all figured out.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
No, it matters.
No, it doesn't.
I think I know exactly what's going on between Max and Gabrielle.
No, Mr. Wyman, we've never met this young woman before.
No, I've never seen them before in my life.
Well, I was convinced there for a little bit that you recognized them.
Oh, you know what? It's probably the way I looked when I heard you say they wanted to adopt a child. I mean, you know how I am with the children. I love them, every single one of them, and I'm always happy when they find a good home and everything, but, well, I just go to pieces when they leave.
You seem like such a caring young woman.
Oh, well, I'm just glad I can help Lord love the children. I mean, Landview is truly blessed to have the Wymans.
Well, I think the Wymans are blessed to have you working with them.
Oh, yes, we're very happy with Tina's work. I won't be needing you this afternoon, dear. Why don't you just take the time off for yourself?
Oh, well, no, there's plenty of things I could do here.
No, well, come on. It's a Christmas season. Why don't you go for a walk in the park, window shop, enjoy the decorations?
That sounds like such a good idea.
Yeah, I guess so. Thanks.
See you first thing in the morning.
Oh, yeah, I'll be here.
Would you mind asking Serena to join us?
No, not at all.
My goodness, she seems like a very spirited young woman.
Yes, she certainly is. Well, now, shall we get back to our discussion? How long have you been married?
Well, we were childhood sweethearts, and then we went our separate ways. But I suppose we were meant to be together because we found our way back together again.
We've been married for 10 years. 8 years ago, we moved to Pine Valley when George took over one of the plants there.
Right.
You take care of the house?
Oh, yes. And we also travel a good deal.
But we would like to stay home and take care of a child. Our child.
Yes. And we're also very active in the community. You know, we get involved in civic organizations and youth groups and, of course, our church.
Oh, my goodness, you ought to see her with the children. She is so kind and has such patience. They just love her.
Well, you seem like an ideal couple to me. I'm sure you have a lot of love to give.
Oh.
Yes, well, and as we said earlier, we would like a newborn.
Now, what makes you so sure that we can help you?
What does Gabrielle want more than anything else in the world? Max.
Good. She's got him, and she's welcome to him.
No, she doesn't have him. This is just another attempt of hers to manipulate him into marrying her.
What am I supposed to do? Forgive Max for falling for her games once again? Even if he did make love to her out of some misguided sense of pity or whatever.
No. That's just it. I don't think he did make love to her. I think Gabrielle is pregnant with Michael's child, not Max's. Don't you see? She's just up to her old tricks again.
There's one big problem with that theory, Sarah. If Gabrielle went to Max to tell him that he was going to be a father again, there had to be a damn good reason for him to believe her, which means they made love.
Do you know for a fact that Gabrielle has told Max about this child? No, you don't. I don't think she has any intention of telling him. I think she set you up.
Oh, come on, that's ridiculous. She couldn't have known that I was going to be at the hospital and would have seen her charts.
Well, let's see. Now, she knew you were spending a lot of time at the hospital with Prince Raymond, right? I think she lied to the doctor about Max being the father, and that she deliberately had her chart set out, hoping that you'd see it, or else maybe you would just overhear some of the nurses talking about it. Yeah, no, that's it. You would either see the chart, you'd overhear the nurses gossiping, then you'd freak out, right? And you would just call the whole thing off with Max. It's just that poor Max wouldn't know anything about this. You have to talk to him. You have to tell him that you know about this child.
Sarah, I can't.
Why not? Don't you want to know the truth about this? You have the perfect opportunity to show Max how devious Gabrielle really is.
What's the point?
To find out whether or not Gabrielle is lying.
It doesn't matter.
If it doesn't matter, then why did you come into my office hysterical?
I wasn't hysterical. I was angry and upset because I found out that Max betrayed me.
You don't know that he betrayed you. As a matter of fact, I don't think he did.
Look, even if Gabrielle is lying, and even if Max found out that she was, it's not going to change his feelings for her. He will continue to feel sorry for her. He will continue to forgive her the way he has forgiven her for everything else she's done.
Maybe not this time.
Yes, this time, next time, every single time.
Megan, I don't believe this. You're playing right into Gabrielle's hand. She's counting on you to write Max off.
Good. I already have. I will have a cordial working relationship with him, and that is it.
Megan?
No, okay, I don't have time to talk about this. I'm going to be late for rehearsal.
What about the medical report?
It's none of my business. That's between Gabrielle and Max right now. I'm sorry to have come in here hysterical. I'm fine. Say hi to Bo for me.
Okay, so take care of it. Tell him I'll be upstairs for tape.
Max, it's too late for you to change your mind. You're already on the medical reports. And Ambrose is walking around on air because you signed the consent form. What do you want me to do? Tell him that I've changed my mind on who I think the father is?
Whoa! I'm not backing out of this.
You just said you had to break your promise.
The promise that I was going to stay in the background and let you handle this whole thing, I can't do it.
Well, I don't need you anymore.
Like hell you don't. The more I think about you and Tina trying to pull this off, the more nervous I get.
We're not in this alone. Cord is involved. If anything goes wrong, he'll help us out. There's nothing for you to worry about.
After Tina's stunt with Ambrose yesterday, I have plenty to worry about.
Well, that was a little over the top, but I don't
Yes.
think any damage was done. Ambrose doesn't suspect anything.
And I want to keep it that way. Now, look, he's convinced that I'm very concerned about the future of the baby. He's not going to get suspicious if I stay in the picture, which I'm going to do.
Max, it isn't your fight anymore.
Gabrielle, Ambrose only cares about one thing, making a lot of money selling babies. If something goes wrong, do you really think, if he finds out you're not pregnant, that he's just going to smile and forgive you?
Look, he's not going to find out that I'm not pregnant if Dan keeps sending those false reports. Everything's going to be just fine.
And I'm going to make sure it stays that way. Now, I can deal with Ambrose. Who knows, maybe I can trip him up and get some answers that'll help put an end to his whole scam.
I'm very sorry about all this. I never wanted this to happen at all. I never would have thought of bringing up your name, except I was trapped. Very sorry. You stood by me during the trial, and you gave me this job so I wouldn't go to Statesville, and all I seem to do is complicate your life even more.
No, you haven't. But this argument is over. I got to get back to work.
I'll make it up to you, I promise.
Serena, darling, I want you to meet Barbara and George Wedgeworth from Pine Valley.
How do you do? Hello.
Pleased to meet you.
The Wedgeworths are interested in adopting an infant.
Oh,
Oh, yes, indeed. And we were hoping you could help us.
why did you choose us?
Well, they were just about to answer that when you knocked on the door.
Thank you. You see, we have been to several of the adoption agencies in the area.
Yes, and we meet all the requirements, so they put us on their waiting lists that go on for a mile.
Yes, so it would be quite a long time before a child would be available to us. And quite frankly, we didn't want to wait that long. We would like to have a child that we can love and cherish now while we're in the prime of our lives.
You'll always be that beautiful woman I fell in love with 25 years ago.
It's such a shame you haven't been blessed with a child of your own.
Yes, well, we've agonized over that for quite some time. We've even considered giving up having a child at all, but then we realized that we could give our love to an adopted child. We don't even care whether it's a girl or a boy, do we, sweetheart?
Oh, no, no.
Do you have nieces and nephews?
No, no, I'm an only child, so is George.
How long have you been trying to adopt?
Oh, a little over 6 months.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they keep a couple like you waiting. I mean, granted, there are few younger children around, but there's a lot of older children just waiting desperately for homes and families.
To be perfectly honest with you, we could have adopted an older child. Oh, maybe we're just being awful selfish.
No, we're not. No, we're not. We're not being selfish at all. Now, as I said earlier, that we'd prefer an infant. If that's not possible, then we will adopt an older child. But I just haven't given up hoping for a baby.
And that's why we came to you, Mrs. Wyman.
Can you help us?
Cord, you've been nothing but a friend and really encouraging. The fact is, I've taken advantage of you, and I'm sorry.
What are you talking about?
Well, when you first mentioned modeling, I should have said no, but I led you on.
You didn't lead me on.
Yes, I did. I knew in my heart that I'm a dancer, and I don't have any time or energy for anything else. And I'm sorry if I disappointed you.
Well, you didn't disappoint me. I think if you disappointed anybody, it's the head of the modeling agency. I mean, they're missing out on the gold mine here, and they don't even know it.
I doubt that, but thank you anyway.
So listen, when you do become a big-time ballerina, you gonna let me take your picture then?
You may have to wait a while.
Hey, what are you talking about? Hey, I have seen you dance. You're an incredible dancer.
Cord, you haven't seen me dance.
Sure I have. Remember that little dance lesson you gave me at the gym that one day?
Oh, yes. I remember.
Listen, speaking of dances, at the Centennial Ball, I hope you save at least one for me, all right? Now, I gotta tell you, I'm much better at ballroom dancing than I am at ballet dancing, all right? So if your card is still open, pencil me in for one or two.
Cord, I'm not going to the ball.
What are you talking about, Debra? Come on, this is the big Centennial Ball. They only come around once every 100 years. You gotta go. It'll be a good time. You'll have yourself some fun, okay? Please.
Cord. The secretary didn't tell me you were busy.
Oh, I was just leaving.
Debra, you don't have to leave.
No, there's some things that I just got to do. Bye.
So what was that all about? So is Debra pressuring you into taking more pictures of her?
No, she's not pressuring me into anything, Tina. I am the one who talked her into doing this whole modeling thing from the first place, remember?
Yeah, well, she certainly jumped on the idea, didn't she?
No, Tina. She has hated every second of it, all right? She's told me that she just wants to concentrate all her time on ballet.
Well, I hope she's a better ballerina than she is a model, because she certainly doesn't seem to have much of a rapport with the camera.
And what's this, Tina? Are you jealous?
Why would I be jealous of her? I mean, why should I be upset that you are going to take her to the Centennial Ball?
What?
I heard you talking to her about it.
Tina, I'm not going to the Centennial Ball with Debra. So, how come you're not at the clinic? Did something happen that I need to know about?
As a matter of fact, yes.
What now?
Viki and Roger are at the clinic right now, pretending to be Mr. and Mrs. Wedgeworth, and they're
Wait.
trying to adopt a child.
Viki told me she was going to get some kind of an actor to play her husband.
I know, but something must have happened. And anyways, who knows what happened? The main thing is he's there. And it doesn't make any difference. See, if their plan works, then the Wymans are going to be in jail before Christmas.
You've had your hopes dashed so frequently. I just don't want to raise your spirits again and then fail you.
What are you saying, that you may not be able to help us?
Well, there is a possibility that we might have a infant up for adoption in the near future.
Oh, Mr. Wyman. Oh, that's just the most wonderful news we've had in years.
But I don't want to raise your hopes up again.
Oh, no, if there's even the possibility of adopting an infant, oh, you just don't know what that would mean to us.
Is the infant here ready to be placed?
Oh, no. I'm afraid he or she isn't born yet.
Well, I don't understand that.
Well, you see, as part of our work at here, Lord Love the Children, we do a lot of counseling to troubled teenagers and troubled young women. And one of these young women just recently discovered that she's pregnant.
Didn't I tell you these folks could help us?
Oh, you certainly did, George.
You know, I'm so excited I can hardly wait for the 2 o'clock meetings.
Now, like I said, I don't want to raise your hopes now. I mean, that's not saying that the young lady will change her mind or anything, but it's been known to happen that they get emotionally involved after the birth and then...
Is she in good health?
Oh, excellent health.
Would we be expected to pay her medical costs?
Oh, that'll be just fine. I mean, I'll pay for any cost it might incur, even her personal upkeep, whatever is necessary.
Yes. How far along is the young woman? Does she live here in Lakeview?
She's obviously not married.
Yes.
I'll answer all your questions in due time, okay?
Perhaps we could meet her and get to know her, and then she could get to know us and get to know what kind of people we are and how badly we desire a child, and then that would make her feel much better about her decision.
Well, there are organizations that do, well, they kind of encourage a relationship between the biological mother and the prospective parents, but we happen to think that that's against the best interests of the mother.
Oh, why is that?
Well, we found in our experience that it's best for the mother to just give her child and get on with her life.
Well, I guess it's best to follow your experience and knowledge and your rules.
Well, there aren't too many rules that we have, but there is one important step that we must keep before we allow you to adopt a child.
What's that?
Well, Serena and I like to visit prospective parents in their homes. Now, you wouldn't mind us visiting you, would you?
Oh, hi, Debra. It's you. That's not too bad. It isn't awful. There's no air, no sunlight. Well, you get used to it, really. Anyway, I've got a mission. Look.
It's beautiful. Is it your design?
Yes, I'm making it as a surprise for Megan to wear to the Centennial Ball.
Why are you making Megan a dress?
As part of my plan to get Max and Megan back together.
Oh, you've been working too hard.
Oh, Debra, come on. Listen, Max has been miserable ever since Megan broke up with him.
He'll get over it.
No, he won't. He's going to be unhappy until they reconcile. And the way I see it, as soon as Megan sees this dress, she'll be so happy to know that Max had it made for her. That'll do it.
Did Max ask you to make this dress for Megan?
No, he asked Tanya, but Tanya said she didn't have time, so I decided I would do it. Only to make him think that Tanya did it.
Oh, I think you've gone completely mad.
Well, I think Megan's going to look stunning in it, and I think Max is going to sweep her right off her feet.
And maybe Max will be swept off his feet by your generosity and realize that it's you that he truly loves.
No one must know that I'm any part of this, all right? Now, I'm going to need your help if I'm going to get all this done, plus all the work that we have to do here, because the ball is next week. And there's no way I can finish doing this here. With Max walking in and out, he's bound to stop in and see that I'm doing something I shouldn't be doing.
Well, I hope he does.
Please, try to understand. I can't be happy unless Max is happy.
Tell them I'll be right
Don't
up.
say anything.
Gabrielle?
Oh, Tanya, this is my sister.
Yeah, we've met.
I was wondering if you would mind. I finished all the work that we have to do today, and I'd like to go home early because I'm not feeling well.
Oh, Gabrielle, no, I'm sorry. Between the work for the show, the work for the Centennial Ball Max dumped on me, I can never make it without you. Wait, take a couple of aspirin and walk around the block. I'm sure you'll feel much better.
Yes, I'm sure I will. I'd hate to add to your burden.
Oh, as soon as this damn ball is over, I'll give you an afternoon off. How's that?
Oh, that would be great.
Damn, this is just what I need. She's out cold. I better call a doctor.
Gabrielle, you all right?
What happened?
Are you fainted?
Oh, Tanya, I'm so sorry. So embarrassed.
Just stay there. Now listen, take a deep breath and just relax.
Have you had any lunch?
No, I felt too queasy. I wasn't hungry.
Are you in pain?
I'm aching all over.
Oh, boy. I bet you have the flu. That's been going around.
Well, look, I'll try and get something to eat if you give me a hand up.
Gabrielle, if you do have the flu, you'll infect the whole studio. And me. I can't afford to be sick.
Well, when I get back to the halfway house, I'll make sure I see a doctor, and maybe he can give me some.
No, you better go, take a couple of days off, go to bed. I mean, that's the only thing you can do for this sort of thing. Will you make sure she gets home?
Yes, of course.
Now, don't come in until you're feeling better.
Oh, right. But I will promise to make up all the work.
All right, well, just worry about getting well.
You were so wonderful. I don't know why my heart wasn't in it. Okay, now this is perfect. I'll get all the work done that I need to get done at the halfway house. Now, what else do I need to take with me? Scissors and thread and needles. Right. Got everything? Yes, I think so.
Well, listen, if you're missing everything, just call me and I can go out and get it.
Terrific. I really do owe you. Mwah.
Where are you going?
Back to the halfway house.
Did you finish hemming the dress I'm wearing tomorrow?
Yes, it's hanging right over there.
Does Tanya know you're leaving early?
Yes, she does. In fact, Debra can explain it all to you.
Oh, really? So what's going on?
Oh,
Well, Gabrielle fainted, and so Tanya suggested that she took the afternoon off. I'm going to help her get a taxi. She fainted. My God, she is pregnant.
Apparently, one of the teachers at the school wanted to talk to the authorities about some wrongdoing that was going on.
What kind of wrongdoing?
Now, that's the thing. The night of this supposed meeting, this instructor was killed in a hit-and-run accident.
Oh, my God. You mean you think they killed her?
Well, there was nothing to prove that the Winslows of the Wymans were responsible.
But this reporter sure seems to think they were.
Yes, he did, and he printed it in this article, and then they sued him for libel, and they won. Shortly after that, they disbanded the school, and they moved on.
And they assumed new identity.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'm trying to find something after they left Texas. Now, if I can come up with enough circumstantial evidence, maybe that will be enough to lock them up.
Well, there must be something in their files. You know, some kind of bank statement or some piece of paper that has a different name on it.
Tina, I want you to stay away from their files. Do you understand me? These people are very dangerous. Just stay as far away from them as possible. That includes you and Gabrielle. Because if you're not careful, the two of you could end up being involved in a hit-and-run accident yourselves, just like that woman in Texas.
We have a picture of the house. Honey, do you have it with you?
No, I don't. No.
Well, we can send it to you.
Yes.
Is there any reason why you don't want us to visit your home?
Oh, no, we're certainly not opposed to your visiting us.
No, it just seems like it would be a lot of trouble for you. Your time's very valuable, and a trip out to Pine Valley would be an inconvenience.
Oh, not at all, not at all. We have a responsibility to both our infants and our mothers. I mean, we'd be remiss if we didn't assure ourselves that the environment was a loving and comfortable one.
But in our case, are you sure the visit is absolutely necessary?
I'm afraid we can't even consider you as prospective parents until we visit your home.
Oh,
Well, I guess that's the rules. Feel free to come at any time.
You know, we have so many activities scheduled now during the holidays. What time would be good for you, Mr. Wyman?
Well, I'm afraid, Barbara, these are not scheduled visits.
I beg your pardon?
We find impromptu visits a better way to judge the environment.
You mean that you're just going to drop in on us without any notice? Oh, my goodness. What if the house is a mess?
We're not looking for a picture-perfect home. We've seen dirty dishes in the sink and laundry piled up on the laundry room floor. Please, don't spend the next few days pushing a vacuum cleaner around your house.
Well, we keep a pretty tidy house anyway.
Well, then, we'll see you soon. Looking forward to our visit real soon. Day or night.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for coming in.
We so much appreciate your care and your concern.
Thank you.
Bye, Mrs. Wyman.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
God bless.
Nice to have met you. Bye.
Bye.
They do seem like an ideal couple, don't they?
Did you see that ring on her finger? Whew. They must have a lot of money to throw around.
We'll have a perfect opportunity to find out just how comfortable they are when we make our visit to Pine Valley. We may be able to get $60,000, $70,000 for the child.
Let's not think about money now, Serena. We've got some more work to do.
You mean our impromptu visit?
I mean, some additional investigating.
Why? Do you have some reason to be suspicious of them?
It's always good to be safe. I want you to find out everything there is to know about the Wedgeworths from Pine Valley.
So when do you think you'll hear from your contact?
I don't know. Hopefully it'll be soon. In the meantime, looks like all we can do is cross our fingers.
Well, if what Viki and Roger are doing works, then we won't have to worry anymore because we'll tell Rafe and it'll just be an open and shut case.
Don't hold your breath on that, Tina.
Why, you don't think they'll be able to convince Ambrose to sell them Gabrielle's baby?
Look, Tina, I know one thing about these people. They are very slick. They have slipped by the law on many occasions. It's going to take a hell of a lot to trap them.
Well, we'll do it. One way or another, we'll do it.
Tina, I want you to be careful. Please.
I will be. You can stop worrying about me, okay?
So, when do you need to get back to the clinic?
Well, actually, I have the afternoon off. And I don't have to be back at the halfway house till dinner time. I mean, it's kind of unusual for me to have a little time to myself now. And, do you have to go right back to work?
No. Actually, I'm done for a while because I had a couple hours reserved so I could hang Debra out and take some pictures, but that's not going to happen. So maybe for once, I can hit the gym.
Yeah, well, I have a lot of Christmas shopping to do, and I won't have much time to do it. So maybe I'll go look for CJ's presents. Do you know what you're going to get him? Because we shouldn't get him the same thing.
No, you know me. I don't do my shopping till the last minute. As a matter of fact, though, I remember seeing something in the paper today. This locomotive thing that it ride on.
Let me guess. It's all red, and he sits on it and scoots around. He's
Yeah.
an engineer.
Yeah, that's it. Obviously, you saw the same thing.
Yeah, and I think he's going to love it.
Well, good. Well, then I guess I'll pick that up for him.
Well, you know what? I'll get him a little engineer outfit. With a little bandana and a little hat.
Yeah, he loves hats. Speaking of which, when do you think a good time to get a little boy a cowboy hat might be?
Well, I think a little boy is never too young for a cowboy hat.
Good. Well, do you want to pick that up for him, or should I?
I'll do it, but let me write it down so I don't forget it.
Look, Tina, since we both seem to have the afternoon off, what do you say we go out shopping together? I mean, if you don't mind me tagging along.
No. No, I don't mind at all.
Oh, hello, hello. Oh, looks like you could use some coffee, huh?
Yeah, I think we could.
You got problems with the Centennial?
No, it's just been a very trying afternoon, and it promises to be a very trying week.
Oh, no, not to worry. It's going to go off like clockwork. Come on, you sit down, and I will get you some coffee and hot apple pie fresh out of the oven.
Oh, that sounds good.
Thank you very much.
Well, let's try not to worry. We passed the interview, although Tina almost gave us away.
Yep.
We answered all the questions, didn't we?
Yes, but it never dawned on me they were going to want to see our home, the Wedgeworths' home. I don't know how we're going to get out of this one.
Can you get a key to the Wedgeworth house?
Well, yes, Barbara gave me one in case I needed it, but...
Well, then the problem's solved. We'll move into the house and live together.
Gabrielle?
Not here.
Well. So nice of you to come back. In time? Audrey told me that you were busy tending to the prince. No, I realize the fraternity row is not as exciting as royalty, but I will do my best to make it more interesting around here.
Oh, believe me, it's so interesting I can hardly stand it.
You know where I can find Gabrielle?
Yes, your favorite costume assistant suddenly fainted, and so Tanya sent her back to the halfway house.
She fainted. Oh, my God. Were you here there?
No, I happened to walk in just as she was leaving.
She seemed fine an hour ago.
Well, it's a common symptom, Max, from what I hear. Nausea, dizziness, you know, it comes and goes.
What is with you? Isn't it Gabrielle's fault she's not feeling well? What, did you have a costume you needed to have fitted or something?
Will you just cut it out? Why don't you tell me what's going on between the two of you?
Why don't you tell me what's going on between you and the prince?
Fine. That prince...
No, forget it. I don't want to hear it. Listen, if I'm not back in time for tape, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Where are you going?
I'm going to check on Gabrielle. I'm worried about her. I want to make sure she's all right.
Megan, are you down here? I'm not dressed. I'll be out in a second.
Oh, no. You confronted Max. Gabrielle is having his baby?
She fainted.
What?
Gabrielle fainted. Pregnant women faint.
Well, Megan, we know that she's pregnant. What we don't know is who the father of the baby is. Or do we?
That's Max.
He confirmed that?
No, I couldn't ask him.
Okay, come here. Come here. Why are you torturing yourself like this? Instead of assuming the worst, why don't you just talk to him? I bet you he tells you he is not the father of that baby.
Sarah, you should have seen how he rushed out here after Gabrielle when I told him that she fainted.
Right. He's concerned about her. If Mary Lynn or Audrey had fainted, you know he would have rushed out after them as well.
Yes, but they're not pregnant with his baby, and Gabrielle is.
All right, look, if you can't talk to Max, I will.
No, just forget it, Sarah, okay? Forget about me and Max. We're over. It's history. I really don't care if he's going to have a baby with Gabrielle. He can have a baby with the whole town for all I care. I am so sick of getting upset and crying and worrying about him. I am going to find somebody who cares about me, and I'm going to spend time with them. And that person is Raymond.
Yes?
Max, can I come in?
Max, no, I don't want to give you my virus.
I've already been exposed to your virus. You decent?
Yes, hi.
Hi, what are you doing, ransacking the room? Well, this doesn't look as bad as I thought it would.
I'm getting used to it.
Yeah. What's this? Is this yours?
No, Yolanda lent it to me. She's, just let me using it for a little while.
So you can work on costumes? No way, I don't want you touching this thing.
Max, I feel
No
fine.
arguments. You're gonna recover. First thing you gotta do, you gotta get in bed, you gotta plenty of rest, plenty of liquids, and then you can say goodbye to Mr. Flumin. Sorry, this is the way I talk to Al when he's not feeling well. How are you doing? Didn't seem to be any fever.
No.
But don't worry, it'll come. I know these things. See, I've been handling it a lot lately. Al's had the flu twice in the last 3 months.
What? Why didn't you tell me? What?
I didn't want you to worry about it like you're gonna worry now. Look, he was over and he was out of it, and he was feeling much better after a couple days, which is how you will feel once you get into bed and get some rest. So come on, bed. Your bare feet and everything. Bed!
Right.
Get in there. Take care of yourself. Now, to help you through this painful ordeal, I brought you a few things. I stopped by the coffee shop. I brought you some chicken soup. Look, I don't believe it. Look at this. They gave me a free plastic spoon. I gotta shop with them more often. And I brought you some aspirin, childproof cap. I hope to God you can open the thing. And I also brought you some magazines. Keep you interested.
European fashion.
Well, there's a few American ones in there, too. There you go.
I really do appreciate everything you've done. But you don't have to worry about me. I'm going to be fine.
I know why you're sick. You're all stressed out over this scheme to trap Ambrose. That's why your body can't fight off a virus. Listen, you follow my instructions, and you'll be well before you know it. I guarantee it.
Well, you better tell Al that I won't be able to see him for a few days.
Well, I'll just tell him that you don't want him to catch your bug, okay?
Fine.
All right? Read all your books, drink all your soup. You take care. Call me if you need anything.
I will.
What's wrong? You don't want to set up housekeeping with me?
This is not nearly so amusing as you seem to think it is. Look, if it were just a matter of meeting Mr. Wyman at the Wedgeworth house at a particular time, I wouldn't have any qualms about it. But I cannot move out of Landfair and move into Pine Valley.
You don't have to.
Oh, really? Well, what do we do? What do we tell him if he shows up and we're not home? What do we do
If he goes and talks to the neighbors and finds out that George and Barbara Wedgeworth are in Paris for a year.
We will be home.
Roger, I just told you.
You don't think that he'll come by before 7 in the morning, do you?
Probably not.
Or after midnight. We'll meet bright and early every morning. We'll spend the entire day at the Wedgeworth house together, waiting for the Wymans to make their visit. Now we can finish up the last few details of the Centennial. I can make lunch for you. And we can just make the house look lived in.
You're just loving every minute of this, aren't you?
I haven't had such a good time in a long time, and it's all for a good cause, Mrs. Wedgeworth.
Here is your coffee. Here's your pie, fresh out of the oven.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Thank you, Wanda.
Now, Victoria, if you're feeling nervous about this, we can give up on the whole idea.
No, I don't want to give up on it. There are too many innocent young lives that are at stake. Did you see that worm, Ambrose, the way he looked at my ring? He had dollar signs in his eyes.
Yes, I did.
I detest the man and all his good works.
Well, if we pass the test, he'll be able to sell us a child, and we'll put an end to his good works immediately.
All right. I will meet you at the Wedgeworths' house tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. I just pray to God this doesn't backfire on us.